Thank you all very much. We had a great visit with some of the young people who are here, sitting up here, and I want to thank Bob for the invitation. We have known each other for a long time, and I am thrilled and inspired by the work that he does here. And I think the program that we went to was a program called the William Randolph Hearst Foundation's United States Senate Youth Program. And I think if Mr. Hearst were still here, he was here that week, if he were still here 30 years later and he saw what Bob has done with the leadership training that he received that week and in many other places, he would be extraordinarily proud of the investment that he made in Bob, and I want to thank him for his hard work. Thank the mayor for being here as well. We are working in partnership to try to make sure that Paterson has a revitalization under his leadership, and I can tell you that he is a serious and fair partner in trying to bring that type of revitalization to Paterson. And so, Mayor, it's always an honor to be with you, and I thank you for the hard work that you're doing on behalf of the people of this city. I want to thank all of you for being here to talk to us about important work that's going on in this community to transform lives of children and improve their education, and most importantly, really fundamentally rethink how government is providing services and delivering results or not delivering results. In January, I announced that the Department of Education would be working with Geoffrey Canada and the Harlem Children's Zone to put in place a pilot program in Paterson that would aim to do one thing: deliver positive results for Paterson's children by emulating this incredibly successful model. We're going to be able to realize this goal because of the community leadership of NJCDC and their passion for the children of this community. With their own resources, they move forward to receive Harlem Children's Zone training to help in the planning process to create the same program that the Harlem Children's Zone has successfully executed in New York and around America. Today, NJCDC continues to work with Mr. Canada and Harlem Children's Zone in order to be ready to move forward with this model by this fall. NJCDC has a record of seizing on these kind of innovative partnerships, and they've been successful in bringing together seemingly disparate public and private organizations, make sure that the children are best served. That's their primary goal. They underscore the importance of making college access and college graduation a driving outcome that naturally leads to other positive things in young people's lives. I truly believe this is the model for the way forward. Communities that are engaged and passionate and part of the solution, both government and non-governmental organizations. The approach is comprehensive. It pulls together people inside and outside of government and better aligns the delivery of services across programs so that folks actually work together rather than overlap or ignore each other. Promise communities are designed to significantly improve the educational and developmental outcomes of children at every point in their lives where they can be reached. So for us, that means taking a whole variety of programs that are already working in a community, often in disjointed and overlapping ways, no matter how well-intentioned, and making them work together at every stage of a child's life so that not only do they graduate, but they graduate with the skills they need to go on to college or to work effectively in the private sector. So working with Bob, the Paterson community, Rochelle Hendricks, and Geoffrey Canada, we're moving forward in executing on that goal here in Paterson and looking to expand that vision to other New Jersey cities in order to put children at the core of what government and the private sector are doing together. Promise Communities is the administration's partnership initiative. Working with the Harlem Children's Zone, we will use existing resources to seek out community partnerships like we see here today in Paterson, to build on those core principles of breaking down the silos in government to better coordinate and organize programs around the goal of providing services and support to children from the moment they're born until they graduate college. We'll partner with nonprofits, just like we are here today in Paterson, to start moving towards implementing this type of program in this community. The Department of Education is actively working with Harlem Children's Zone to identify other places where these opportunities exist. I want to thank Jeff and the Harlem Children's Zone leadership. They're going to convene an advisory group led by Acting Secretary of Higher Education, Rochelle Hendricks, to interface directly with the administration and key departments such as the Department of Education, the Department of Children and Families, the Department of Labor and Workforce Development, the Department of Community Affairs, so that we don't fall into the same trap of having overlapping programs that are ignoring and not talking to each other. And they're going to provide analysis, guidance, recommendations to further the goals of improving this kind of coordination, breaking down the silos at the state level, and increasing the efficiency and accountability in the policies and programs benefiting children who need this help. The whole point is to take the existing resources we have, the programs, the services, and to reorganize them, to have them work more efficiently towards a common goal. Positive outcomes for the children of this city and a transformed community. The two go together. They have to. And we've seen what those results can look like at the local level. We hope to be able to duplicate those efforts here and make the way we serve children and their families in our state more effective, more efficient, and more results-driven, not only at the local level, but across state government as well. I want to thank my old friend Vaughn McCoy for his leadership. He is a son of Paterson and someone who, given his great success in both the public and private sector, comes back to Paterson to serve as a working example for what the children of this community can achieve. I got to work with Vaughn not only in the job I have now, but in the last job I had when we were both in law enforcement. And the one motivating force for Vaughn all along has been to try to make sure that there is an atmosphere for children in this city and other cities across New Jersey where they can have the opportunity to achieve their highest potential. We're still hoping for Vaughn to achieve his highest potential. We're hopeful. But he's done okay already. And through his work with NJCDC and all of the other volunteer work that he does in addition to an extraordinary professional career, he is providing an example to children all across Paterson and other parts of New Jersey about what's possible for a life well lived and motivated and driven for success. He's done that, and I congratulate him for coming back to his community and making sure that they see all that's possible by watching what he's achieved. That's part of what Jeff Canada is all about as well. I was talking to some of the folks we were talking to earlier and relating the story about how when he was their age, sitting there and not knowing exactly what he wanted to do, but knowing that he wanted to make a difference, and knowing he wanted to go to college and get a great education, but not knowing how he was going to get there, how he was going to pay for it, but inside he had a fire inside of him to achieve it. I said to the young folks this morning that the most powerful thing in the world is a good idea. The Harlem Children's Zone is a great idea. And so good ideas are rare. Great ideas are a miracle. And what Jeff Canada is doing every day for the children of his community represents a miracle that we'd like to replicate here in New Jersey for the children of Paterson. And once we show we have success here in Paterson, to extend it to other communities across New Jersey where the same type of miracle from great ideas can change lives. And so every time I get the chance to lure him over here to New Jersey, I do, because he's not only inspiring to me, I think he's inspiring to the people of our state who are trying to do something better for the children whose future we care so deeply about. So let me step aside and give you Mr. Harlem Children's Zone, Geoffrey Canada.
Thank you very much, Governor, and hi, Mr. Mayor and Superintendent. It's great to see you all. So I'm really excited about being here in Paterson, and when the Governor and I were meeting with some of the young people, one of them asked the Governor what he thought about when he came to Paterson, and I said a little bit because I don't know Paterson that well, but let me tell you what occurred to me as we were driving through Paterson. Paterson looks so much better than Harlem looked when I began this project. People who come to Harlem today don't have a clue about what Harlem used to look like when everybody had given up on that community and walked away. When we first said that we wanted to rebuild Harlem, people laughed at us. People laughed. They were like, yeah, fat chance you're ever going to do that, right? And today when people come to Harlem, they look and say, well, yeah, but look what this community looks like. If it looked like my community, you could. But folks don't realize 15 years ago, no one wanted to be there. They couldn't give away the property in Harlem. People wouldn't take it for free. The same stuff people are paying $700,000, $800,000 for right now, people wouldn't take it because folks had given up on the community. And a number of us said that this community could be saved, the young people could be educated, we could turn this around. And what people have to understand about today is this is not Jeff coming to the governor and saying, or to Rochelle and saying, oh, I have this great idea. This is folks from Paterson coming in and saying, hey, we'd like to figure out how to save our own community. And what I tell folk is, this is about local leadership deciding that they're going to take the real front row in saving their own community. We can show you and talk to you about what we did in Harlem, but we can't do that in Paterson because I always explain to folk, the deal about this work is when the bullets start flying in Harlem, that's when I go there, right? I'm the first one because that's my community and I'm prepared to lay it on the line for my community. If the bullets start flying here in Paterson, I'm sending Bob there. That's not my job, right? Someone has to, but I'm being serious. Someone has to take ownership of this if they're going to be successful. You've got to have deep, and it's not political ownership. It's not the Mayor Bloomberg's. This is not Mayor Bloomberg's issue. It's my community, Harlem, where I'm going to be, regardless of who's governor, regardless of who's mayor. These are my kids, and I'm going to save my kids. That's what this is about. This is about somebody saying, these are my kids. I'm going to save my kids. We need the help and the support from our political establishment. One of the challenges is that the kids I care about are connected to all the other agencies. They're connected to child welfare. They're connected to mental health. They're connected to the substance abuse. They're connected to parole. They're connected to criminal justice. All of my families are connected to these groups, but no one is coordinating with an approach that really says, how is it that we make the kind of investments that save these kids? That's what the Harlem Children's Zone approach is about. That's what Promise Neighborhoods is about. How do we get all of the players at the table working jointly so that we can save kids? So I am thrilled to be here. We stand committed to provide all of the help and support that we can to Paterson. And with the support of the mayor and of the superintendent, we think that the sky's the limit. And the fact that Governor Christie, as usual, is standing right out front in terms of young people and children, I think is the reason that I'm here. I told the governor, and we always talk about the kind of things we would agree and disagree on, being from different political parties, but we've never joked about the fact of children and what we want for the children of our respective states, our respective country, that we think there are some answers, and we think they're tough. None of this stuff is easy. If it was easy, we had done this a long time ago. This is hard stuff, and it's going to call for the adults to do some things differently if we're going to save our kids. I'm committed in every way possible to do anything I can, and I'm thrilled to be here as part of a team who's going to be thinking about how to save the children in Paterson. Thank you all very much.